President of JAMPRO, Dan Edwards, is our guest on Issues and Answers, and we're talking about investment-related issues. So there are a number of opportunities for Jamaicans at all levels. What opportunities are there, Dan, for ordinary Jamaican workers? Because one of the complaints about investment is that it is largely capital intensive. It doesn't create a lot of employment. When employment really in a surplus employment economy like Jamaica is a big issue.
Employment is always critical. So we see a lot of opportunities. So opportunity for people going into service industries such as tourism, which is growing, BPO industry, which is growing. And there are niche markets within outsourcing that we haven't even tapped into. Like as I was saying, legal process is one, healthcare is another. So nurses, instead of going into nursing per se, physical nursing, could be going into healthcare because they understand the healthcare business and what it takes. But looking at entrepreneurial opportunities, there are a lot of those as well. So if you look at service businesses which service all of these investments, you don't have to be big to be in catering. Yes. You don't have to be big to be in producing uniforms. Well, you have to get to a certain size, that's true. But you can be doing laundry, you can be doing errands. So for instance, when I lived in the UK, the UK traffic situation is really bad, okay? So cars inch along because every 50 meters there is a traffic light. So they have a whole system of bike couriers. So they're on motorbikes and they're on bicycles. So you want to get a letter from point A to point B, you pay money and a guy gets on his bike or his bicycle.
Saves you that hassle.
That's it. So we need to think of ways, personal services, to help people run errands, pick up the laundry, pick up the dry cleaning, all those kinds of services. So we need to understand the services that are around a lot of these investment activities that we're talking about. So for instance, why aren't tourists spending more money in Jamaica? Because we're not giving them things to buy. What do tourists want? Two things. They want experience that is different from what they have at home, and what they want is some kind of souvenir to buy, to take back, usually something that is utilitarian, that will last. So that's what we need to start thinking about. I'll give you another one, ornamental fish. Huge market internationally for ornamental fish, particularly in North America, just up the road. We have a project that is developing inner city farming for ornamental fish.
It's a project.
It's a project. It's ongoing, and they are developing an export facility out in Old Harbor, where they're collecting, grading, sorting, and packing the fish, and then exporting them.
What's happening in health, tourism, health-related investments?
Well, everybody around us in the region is doing really well from medical tourism. So we've got Costa Rica, we've got Mexico, we've got Domrep and Colombia. But we are not really in the game. We're in the game in a small way because when the diaspora people come home, a lot of them go and get their root canal treatment done, or they get their teeth cleaned, or they get their tummy tuck, or whatever it is they're looking for. So we have researched this whole sector quite a bit in JAMPRO with the help of some international agencies. And we are really at the stage now where we see the opportunity for this industry to take off. So apart from the research, we have big competitive advantage. So there are three things that we focus on: diagnostics, dental, and the diaspora. So the diaspora will be our first market, but from that we can expand, partly because you have word of mouth, recommendation, and most people go to the doctor on a word of mouth referral. Your friend tell you that this person is good. So and then what we've done is taken a group of the medical professionals to Atlanta and to Washington, connected them with their diaspora counterparts, and what was really amazing to me was how people in the diaspora, even Jamaicans, didn't realize how much is going on the private healthcare market here. They didn't realize the level of sophistication of our local medical scene. And so we have seen now coming together, joint ventures starting between local doctors and their counterparts overseas. So we have now, I don't know if people know, we have a plastic surgery, more than one plastic surgeon operating here. We have a hand clinic, Dr. Aird in Cornwall Regional. We have stem cell treatments going on in Kingston and Mobay. So we are doing a number of really interesting procedures here that diaspora people can benefit from in the first instance, but also tourists. And we also have a state-of-the-art facility called Hospiten, which was a JAMPRO project in Montego Bay. So there's a huge opportunity in the whole healthcare region. We were talking before in the break about retirement villages. I think that's a huge opportunity that, strangely, our real estate people haven't seen. We have a whole lot of people that come down from the Midwest of the US, and they call them snowbirds because they go down for 6 months to Florida, escape from the winter, enjoy the sun, and then maybe they go back home for 6 months. But we could be doing a roaring trade in those kinds of businesses, because what they want to know is that they're in a secure environment and that they have healthcare accessible should they need it. And some of them, you know, have dialysis needs, etc. And I was just telling you, we have opened a dialysis project. JAMPRO has a dialysis project in Montego Bay called Searlich, which is a returning resident from the UK, which we've just opened.
Good. So we've run out of time, but we had also spoken off air about an exciting cold storage project. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, really excited about that, because I was saying that a really high proportion of our fruits rot in the fields because they can't get out from where they are, the remote areas, to the table, to the retailer, to the exporter. So this company out of the US is going to be developing a cold chain logistics company, which means that they will be able to go to the farm gate, take the produce, chill it down so that it lengthens the ripening process, take it to the wharf and export it from there. So they will set up an operation in Kingston and in Montego Bay. Good. And this could revolutionize our agriculture.
We have to talk again soon, Diane. Diane Edwards, president of JAMPRO. Many things are happening in Jamaica, and JAMPRO is a pivotal organization. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.